Now that I have all of my images traced, now I'm going to start composing a piece using these line drawings. So the first thing you want to do is you want to simply grab the layer that has just the vector lines on it. So remember, we locked the layer that our photograph is on, so it really shouldn't be an issue to just select the layer that has all of the lines. And also with that layer locked with the photo layer, if you wanted, you could just grab your black arrow or your selection tool and draw a bounding box around everything that you've drawn. Doing this with everything selected, you want to group it. You can go to Object Group, or you can simply hit Command G to group it. That's going to make life easier when you start putting all of these drawings into a composition. So I'm going to go to my first one and group everything. I'm going to go to my second one, select my lines, group them. I'm going to go to my third mug drawing, select my lines, group them, and I'm going to go to my fourth mug drawing, select the lines, and group them. Now I'm going to copy. I'm going to copy this one because I'm already in this file. So I'm going to copy my fourth mug, copy, and I'm going to create a new document. File, new. Let's set it up to be, I'm going to just click the print presets, and we're going to work with a tabloid size. And the only thing I'm going to change is under advanced options, I'm going to change CMYK to RGB and click create. If in your document you're not sure if you're working in RGB or CMYK, you can always go up to File, Document Color Mode, and see if you're working in CMYK or RGB. Now remember, CMYK is for print, C stands for cyan, M for magenta, Y for yellow, and then K for key color, or we think of it as black. When you work in CMYK in Illustrator, you're going to have a limited color palette, and since we are submitting these digitally, I am fine with you working in RGB, and RGB, as you know, stands for red, green, blue. That RGB is typically what you see in anything that's interactive or staying on the screen, and CMYK are is the color mode for things to be printed. So we're going to work in RGB color, and I'm simply going to just paste my drawing. I might scale it up a little bit. And I'm going to go to my third mug, and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go to my new document and paste it. And I want to move this into a different position. With it being grouped, it's very easy to be able to move these things around. So make sure you group your drawings. Let's grab mug number 2. I'm going to copy this and paste. Another thing is when you're choosing your objects, you want to choose something that has a lot of visual information, not too much, but in the case of my mugs, I had these lovely lines that were wrapping around the exterior of the mug. So that's given me an implied texture. It's given me something to work with to create a visually interesting composition. And then we'll grab mug number 1, copy, and paste inside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale and rotate and duplicate all of these pieces so that I can make one final, fundamental drawing. So I'll scale this down, maybe I'll rotate this slightly, and all of this is experimental. So there's no right or wrong with this. You're not going to ruin something if you don't scale it properly, or if it's not rotated in a pleasing way. I mean, this is all trial and error. The only thing I think you will want to stay away from, and it's a case-by-case basis, but if I copied and pasted this and then I scaled it non-uniformly, sometimes that can make an object look really strange. So just be cognizant of that. Sometimes it could really work in your favor. With this one, I'm actually going to reflect it. So I'm going to hit Control and then click Transform Reflect, and I'm going to reflect it vertically so it's facing in the opposite direction, and place that in here. I'm going to do the same for this guy. I'm going to copy, paste. Let's transform, reflect, click OK, and have him up here. And I like where this is going. I think I need something in this corner for balance. I don't mind the edges so much here, although I think I'm going to work with that. Let's take this one. I'm going to copy, paste, rotate it, and place it up here. And you'll notice that we're starting to lose the essence of the mug, and that's fine. That is a-okay. It doesn't need to look like a series of stacked mugs. This is more expressionistic, I guess, in that sense. Copy, paste, let's transform, reflect again, and move this guy down. All right. I think I need a few more pieces and then we'll be ready to go.